Welcome to Workhorse Wrestling Network. You are gathered with us tonight for Collision. Because Saturday night is all right.
Saturday night is all right. Yes, we are here for Collision. Thanks for coming back. If you joined us earlier for Money in the Bank, we were here for that as well. I thought it was an okay show. I enjoyed it. Of course, after the show was over, my buddy that I always talk wrestling about texted me and said, Money in the Bank was kind of so-so. And I was like, of course you thought it was so-so, because I really enjoyed it. We're always on the opposite ends of the spectrum. Like, every time I enjoy something, he hates it. Or every time he enjoys something, I hate it. So, of course, he hated this, and I liked it. So, so we are back for Collision. So if you're here, thanks for joining us. Hassan is here. He says, let's roll up for AEW Collision tonight for the last time for tonight. All right, I'll be right back.
So,
use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
So I am of the opinion that Dustin Rhodes and Keith Lee will be ROH champions, tag team champions. Like, they got the whole feud going on with the Mogul Embassy. Like, I think that's where the storyline's going. Like, I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. But we're going to see him in singles action tonight. Facing off against Powerhouse Hobbs. I don't know if that's going to be the first bout of the night, but we're about to find out. Canada Day in Hamilton, Canada. Rocky wants to say hi. Say hi, Rocky. Is that right? I don't believe you. Oh, MJF's coming out. Okay. The MJF Adam Cole shirt's better than you, baby. I wonder how that's doing in merch sales. I assume that's available. Who the hell is in the ring with MJF? Hamilton's own Kip Morst. All right. Stomping a mud hole. I assume Kip's not going to be getting much of any offense in. Oh. Had him down for the 2 and then got back up. Well, Kip got on TV. getting some heat, talking trash to the local populace. Willing to put his world title on the line against anybody who's from Hamilton. Ethan Page. Okay. All right. All right, Ethan. All right. Yeah, good promo, huh? I didn't have Ethan Page face turn on my bingo card for this year, but hey, I'm down for it.
I'm gonna fucking kill somebody. I swear to God.
Well, hopefully, nobody important. Welcome back.
Thank you. I wish I could actually watch the show. I can't. My phone won't actually play the feed, and my TV won't fucking doesn't show it on the East Coast or West Coast until fucking 3 hours from now. So. What is going on? So, needless to say, it's buffering. I guess it looks like Ethan fucking Page is talking to MJF.
Yes.
Sup, Safet? Thanks for coming in. Thanks for joining us.
He's cutting one hell of a promo, too.
What's up, Dolores?
I
What's up,
said
Nika?
earlier I didn't have Ethan Page turning face on my bingo card for the year, but I'm down for it.
Yep. I didn't have that either, but I like Ethan Page, so. What's up, CM? I thought you were going to try to join us. Are you still at the clone convention? Yeah, Money in the Bank was wild. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Money in the Bank. My buddy said he didn't like it. I enjoyed it. It definitely was wild.
I enjoyed that line that Ethan Page just said. You might be the AEW champion, but Ethan Page champions AEW.
I don't know what I did, Dolores. Snitch. What did I do? Needless to say, my volume is down, so I'm not totally sure what they're. Are we getting an impromptu MJF versus Ethan Page match right now
Mm-hmm.
for the championship? Yeah, for the title. Well, all right.
Let me ask: does stomping a mud hole count as one move, or is each individual kick counted as separate moves?
That's a good question. I think it's all one move myself, but
In that case, in the previous match where MJF had against the local talent, he won in 3 moves, but he could have won in 2.
nice. That already happened tonight.
That already happened.
Oh,
Yeah.
so he already had a squash match against the local talent, and Ethan Page came out and talked some shit and talked him into another match.
Well, MJF said any local from Hamilton come out here and get some. You can get a world title match against me right here, right now. And the guy started walking out, and he was like halfway down, and then Ethan Page storms out, taps the guy on the shoulder, and the other guy starts heading back, and Ethan Page enters the ring instead, and cut a great promo. Honestly, I really dug Ethan Page's promo.
I like Ethan Page. I think he's a really good talker, so that doesn't surprise me that his promo was good. Ethan Page is underrated. He's a really good talker. He's a really good he's a really good wrestler in the ring. So I think he's underrated. He often gets he's either not on TV or stuck in the mid card, and I'm not totally sure why.
I think he's really good. I don't think he's as good as MJF, but I think he's really good.
Yeah. MJF's trunks are fucking amazing.
So tier lists, you got your S tiers, your A tiers, your B tiers.
Yeah.
I put MJF A tier, Ethan Page B tier.
Yeah, I can see that.
Now, I wouldn't put MJF on the level of, say, a Bryan Danielson. I'd have him, S tier.
Right. Sure. MJF has Ethan Page in the single leg crab in the middle of the ring. Boston Crab. Ethan Page making his way to the rope. MJF drags him back out into the middle of the ring. And my phone starts buffering. Oh my god, seriously? So, not only does MJF wrestle more than Roman Reigns, but he's going to wrestle twice on this show alone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's debatable whether you can call the first match against the local talent, the squash match, an actual match, but he is facing 2 opponents in one night.
He's certainly increasing his yearly average.
For sure.
Because just a couple weeks ago, he had only wrestled 4 matches this whole year.
Sounds about right.
And in the last couple weeks, he's wrestled 4. So
right.
He's doubled his matches this year just in the last couple weeks.
For sure. Hey, if you're a main eventer for AEW, there's only 4 major pay-per-views. I only have to wrestle 4 times a year. And then just do promos leading up to those 4 matches for a week or 2 before those shows, and we'll be all good.
I mean, that's what he did until Double or Nothing. After Double or Nothing, he's kicked it up, though.
Yep. That's the luxury of being the champ.
He had his match against Bryan Danielson. He had his tag team match, and then he had the Fatal 4-Way match.
That's true. That's correct.
I think he had another match, but I couldn't tell you what it was.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Cheez-Its puffed, huh?
Never had the puffs, but I've had the extra cheesy. If you can find the extra cheesy, not like the white cheddar, not like but the actual extra cheesy, they're really good.
I haven't had Cheez-Its in a long while, honestly. Like, uh, growing up, my stepmother, she liked them, so, like, we had Cheez-Its in the house, but they're just normal Cheez-Its, just regular ass.
Yeah. We're a Cheez-It family here. We always seem to have some sort of Cheez-Its here. The grandson loves them, and I'm a big Cheez-It eater, and I don't need to eat them, but I love them.
If your grandson had the option for goldfish, would he choose goldfish over Cheez-Its?
That's a good question. I don't know. He's fickle. Honestly, it would be from day to moment to moment. Like, I don't think he
Hmm.
has a preference, like an actual preference. It's just what he's feeling at the moment. He's a pretty fickle kid. Sometimes he won't eat, like, at 1 o'clock, he won't eat his hamburger, but at 5 o'clock at dinner time, he will. Like, for lunch, he won't eat it, but for dinner, he'll eat the same leftover hamburger. Like, for some reason, at lunchtime, it's not working. Like, screams and cries, doesn't want it, but at dinner, it's fine. Or vice versa. Like, and I don't know why. Like, I don't know why. He's 2.5 and just, whatever. I don't think he really knows what he wants all the time. So
Ice
he probably
cream
picked
and
and
cookies.
and well, there's always that. He always wants something sweet. Ice cream and cookies, he always
Hmm.
wants for sure. But if you put Cheez-Its and Goldfish in front of him, he'd probably put a hand in both. He'd probably end up two-fisted with some in each hand. Honestly, that's more his mo, which is fine. I mean, that's probably my mo too. If you put Goldfish and Cheez-Its in front of me, I eat them both. I like them both. I prefer Cheez-Its, but I like Goldfish. I'll eat Goldfish.
I'm going to the
Unfortunately,
grocery store on Monday.
yeah,
When I do that, I'll probably grab me a box of Cheez-Its now that we've
yeah. I
talked
mean,
about that.
I'm terrible. I'm a big snack person. Like, I shouldn't be, and it's terrible. It's why it's the thing I need to cut out the most. But I'm a big snack person, chips and crackers and stuff. So I love Cheez-Its. I
Uh,
love Goldfish. I like most chips for the most part. I'm a salty snack kind of guy.
I'm not too big into snacks. Like most of the snacks I eat on stream because I can't, get up and like make food.
Right. But I smoke like a chimney all day long. So, like, I have munchies all day long. I mean, I'm fighting to not eat all the time because I'm high, and so I want to eat all the time. And as it is, I eat more than I should. So it's a constant struggle to be
I'm
like, okay, I gotta look at the clock and go at least 3 hours before I eat something else. Otherwise, I'm gonna be 500 pounds as opposed to 300 pounds. So
I'm a big drinker. I'm
yeah,
constantly drinking something.
me too. I
I
always have water. I usually have water.
I don't care what I drink. Everything tastes good to me.
Blue says secret. I love goldfish, all flavors, even the sweet ones. But I'm loving baked chips now. Oh, that's Dolores. Yep. For some reason, I thought it said blue. Wow, I totally messed that up. Yeah. Nope. I like the sweet. I like all goldfish. I don't know that I've ever had sweet goldfish. Um, baked chips. Like which baked chips? Like the baked Lays or
Ugh. I'm not big into baked chips. I do like the kettle cooked though.
I like kettle cooked. Okay.
They're extra crunchy.
Yeah. Yeah. The
I
baked
got
ones.
a jalapeno kettle cooked in my pantry right now for when I finish the ones I already got.
Yeah. I like the sea salt and cracked pepper ones.
I like salt and vinegar.
Hmm. My wife loves salt and vinegar chips. That's her favorite kind of chips. No matter what brand, it doesn't matter. That's if she buys them, it's always salt and vinegar is the flavor.
I don't like.
But
I don't like salt and vinegar sunflower seeds though.
I don't think I've ever had salt and vinegar sunflower seeds. I like ranch sunflower seeds though, and barbecue sunflower seeds. Those are okay. I
The
like
vinegar sunflower seeds are extra on the vinegar. It's too much for me.
cheddar and sour
Just
cream ruffles. Those are always
like it's not vinegar flavored. It's literally just a mouthful of vinegar.
yeah. My favorite salty snack though is chili cheese Fritos.
Oh yeah, I like those in my Frito pie.
Yeah. Those I can't. I literally can't have those at the house. If I buy a bag, they're gone. Like I have no willpower. Like it's terrible. I
Uh,
can't have them in the house.
there's a new kind, queso.
I haven't had those.
Those are pretty good. You should
Lawrence
try them
says,
out. Queso flavored Fritos. They're twists though. I don't know if you like the twists.
I mean, I'd have to try them, but yeah, I mean, I've had the twist. I like the Frito twists. Okay, I like the honey bar or the honey. I think they're honey, whatever they are, twists. Yeah, those are all right. The twist, the thing I like less about the twist is not the shape; it's more that flavor. I think they really only have like that one honey flavor in the twist. Maybe they have more, but I've only had that one. There's only one flavor I've had, and it was too sweet for me. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I don't mind the shape. I mean, the twist itself, it doesn't bother me. But Laura says
When it
kettle cooked
comes,
chips are too hard for her. She's in a soft food stage of life because she chokes too easy.
so the flavors I usually go for chips are something that's cheesy, something that's vinegary, or something that's onion.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are my three big ones. If there was a cheesy pickle and onion, like that's my jam right there.
That doesn't sound good together. Cheesy pickle onion flavored chips, like that just sounds wrong. Uh, so MJF won, beating Ethan Page. We were talking about chips, and I wasn't looking at my screen, so I didn't see like how he actually won the match. But MJF was successful with two successful defenses this evening on Collision. So
I do like these.
what are they? Oh yeah,
Cuban sandwich.
I haven't had those.
Yeah, so it's a little cheesy, and it's got that pickle in there too, and then it's got the lunch meat flavor as well.
Those
Like
are
I dig that.
Those are the wavies. Are those wavies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like wavies. I like the wavy lays. We don't. I don't. It feels like we don't always get all the flavors out here. I don't know if they like try them in the Midwest and in the East Coast, and then if they're not successful, they don't come out here. But like a lot of times, people I know on the East Coast or the Midwest have flavors that we don't ever see out here.
Basically, everything either starts up in SoCal or Ohio. It's one or the other. When they launch something new, it either starts in one of those two places.
Dolores says Sammy eats everything. Is there anything Sammy won't eat?
I'm not a big fan of processed tomato.
Like tomato sauce, like in a can, or
Yeah.
like yeah.
Yeah, spaghetti sauce, pizza sauce. I'm not into any of it. When I get pizzas, I get it with like a creamy garlic sauce instead.
Uh huh. That's funny. I like red sauce.
You doing yoga?
Yeah, I'm yawning. I'm doing yawning yoga.
No. Rocky stuck his leg up in the air.
I was like, no, I'm over here yawning. I'm not doing shit. I'm trying to stay awake. I went and picked my wife up between streams, came back, and took like, I had like 10 minutes before I wanted to come on here, so I took like 10 bong hits really quick. So now I'm like, that was probably a couple too many. I should have only taken like 5 before the stream. So, needless to say, I am very high at the moment. We are on commercial. I've got, oh my God, Frank Thomas for Nugenics. Total.
I got a Keeps commercial about keeping your hair.
Keeping your hair.
I don't have that problem. I got too much hair.
I eat spaghetti and meatballs. I think spaghetti and meatballs might be one of my very favorite meals, hands down. Like it's definitely in my top 5 for sure. It might be in my top 3. It might be number 1. I don't know.
I'm a fettuccine guy.
It depends on who's making it, how it's made. But I'm a big spaghetti and meatballs fan.
Like some chicken carbonara, I could go for that though.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I like I'm so on chicken in my pasta. It just depends on what it is. Like I like chicken fettuccine alfredo. And I'll eat chicken carbonara. But as a general rule, I'm more like a ground beef in my sauce and my pasta sauce, unless it's whatever. If it's a white sauce, obviously no meat, and then put it with chicken or with sausage or whatever you want to put it with. But
Sausage is a good option. Yeah,
I,
I like sausage.
usually I make my own spaghetti sauce. So like I buy like the San Marzano tomatoes from Italy and the good tomato paste, and then I come home and I sweat down my onion and my garlic, and then I add that, and then I add in the hamburger and the Italian sausage. You know what I mean? I hook it up. So like I more than I need to, no doubt. But
If if I'm doing ground beef though, there's only a couple dishes I'll do. Like
yeah.
do meatballs, do a meatloaf, burgers,
Mm,
burritos, and tacos.
yeah.
And I don't think there's anything else I ever use ground beef for besides those five things.
Kitty Joe's too comfortable. Rocky, close your legs. Yeah, we eat a lot of ground beef. Unfortunately, I mean, I try to. Me and my wife, especially when we were living alone, almost everything we used ground beef for, we substituted with ground turkey, which I really like. Mostly just because it's leaner and better for you, and red meat is so bad for you. So, but we eat a lot of ground meat, just the nature of our diet. So we did that. But here with my son-in-law and daughter, they don't like ground turkey, so it's always a fight. So we eat a lot of ground beef more than we should. So
Like for the meatballs, yeah, fine. But the burgers, okay, that's all right. But
mm.
like the burritos and the tacos, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I mean, if
I,
you season it up enough, I mean, I like it. I mean, I put taco seasoning and chili powder on it and paprika and all that stuff. And before you know it, it doesn't really taste that much different. I mean, it does, but it
I think
doesn't.
I'd enjoy turkey loaf.
Yeah. I mean, I've made turkey meatloaf before. It's good. It just depends on.
But the thing that I'm just trying to wrap my brain around is doing it for burritos and tacos. I don't know how I'd feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely is like I said, it's a slightly different taste. But like I said, if you put enough, if you use a real jalapeno and cut it up, and you use some taco seasoning and some chili powder, before you know it, it basically just tastes like, spicy meat. I mean, it doesn't. It kind of loses that. The good thing about turkey is that it's not in itself by itself. If you don't add anything to it, is very bland. So you could spice it pretty easily. Like it doesn't take a whole lot of spice, but you do have to use spice. If you don't spice it, it will be terrible. But if you use seasonings and you use spices, you don't need a whole lot because there isn't a whole lot of flavor there to begin with. So it doesn't take a whole lot to get it to taste good.
I think for me, I'd much rather do a burrito with shredded chicken.
Yeah. The freight ground meat is great. When my brother was vegan, we made everything and it tasted and looked and smelled like beef. Yeah, I mean, I've had that Impossible. I don't know if that's what she's talking about, but Impossible or like the soy based meat or whatever. I mean, for the most part, I can't tell a huge difference. I mean,
I've only had it from restaurants. I've never actually cooked it myself.
and were you able to tell a big difference?
No, it's
I
a
mean, it
little
just,
extra salty.
I mean, the Impossible Burger at Burger King tastes almost identical to the Whopper. The Impossible Whopper. I
It's
mean,
just a little extra salty. That's
yeah, I mean, I didn't, I couldn't tell much of a difference at all. So
well, you're also a big fan of salt, so you probably wouldn't notice
that's
it
true.
as extra
That's true.
salty.
Yep, that is one thing I'm working on cutting out of my diet big time right now, so which is hard.
My sister, she's a saltaholic.
Ugh, my TV just will not play. I just have these buffering bubbles everywhere. I've got Hobbs, got Dustin in the corner about to punch him, and it's just frozen. It's been frozen for
I have
20
him
minutes.
holding him up by the nuts.
Now I've got finally it kicked in. Here we go. Oh, hey, I he whipped Dustin halfway across the ring, and then it started to bubble again, and I lost my feet again. So this is awesome. I'd love to tell you guys what's going on in Collision, but alas, I don't know because my feet keep burning.
So with the inclusion of Johnny TV, like there's talk about Hobbs. So Hobbs is still in QTV. That's
Yes.
still an ongoing thing.
Yes.
So I would be interested in seeing tag team matches with the two.
Hmm.
We'll probably end up getting trios matches instead, though, with QT Marshall.
Probably. I'd like to tell you that this Hobbs versus Dustin has been a good match, but it hasn't played long enough. That oh, thank you, Dolores, for pointing out that I still have the MJF banner up. Don't mind me, as I can't get the right banner up. I'm looking here. Do we do Dustin Rhodes and Powerhouse Hobbs? Here we go. It threw me off because it's got the all Owen Hart Foundation stuff in front of it on the banner. So I was looking for the names of the wrestlers and couldn't find it at first. So I assume Hobbs is winning here. That would be my guess.
That's my guess. I'd be very surprised if it was Dustin. So for the brackets, I have Hobbs,
Yep.
Starks,
Yep.
CM Punk,
Yep.
and Samoa Joe,
Yep.
and then I have CM Punk and Starks in the finals.
Yeah, that's what I have too. I have Punk and Starks in the finals too, and unfortunately I have Punk beating Starks.
Same,
Which
unfortunately.
is which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I mean, CM Punk by no means needs the Owen Hart Cup or whatever they're calling it, the Owen Hart whatever, but he's gonna win it. I mean, Tony Khan wants him to win it, I'm sure.
CM Punk's not going to lose the match until he faces MJF. I'm pretty sure.
And I'd be surprised if he loses then. I wouldn't be surprised if Punk is the next person to beat MJF.
God,
I think Tony. I think Tony feels like the AEW fans, Punk fans, got robbed with Punk getting injured right after winning the belt, and he's going to want another run with Punk with the belt on, not injured, if he can have it. I mean, I think that's what he ultimately wants. I think it's stupid. I don't understand it. I don't understand his obsession with CM Punk. I mean,
meanwhile, I'm on the other end of the spectrum. I want Hangman Page to be the guy who beats MJF.
yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to that. The only issue that I have with that, and this is what we talk about all the time, and I get it. Like, not, when you have a roster full of, what is it, 80 superstars, or let's say you got 50 men on your AEW roster. Obviously, not all 50 men are going to be wrestling for the AEW Heavyweight Championship or the AEW World Title. You're going to have your guys at the top tier that are wrestling for that, and there's probably going to be anywhere from 5 to 10 of them, depending on what's going on. I just wish they would cycle those 5 or 10 out a little bit more often. Paige has already been champion. Paige has already main evented before. I'd like to see somebody else that hasn't have an opportunity. But it is what it is. I mean, it is.
I
There's only
mean,
so many guys that are viable to beat MJF, and Paige is one of them. So, and most of them are guys that have already been champions before, or at least that I think Tony sees as viable. Or guys that
the
he's want to put
caveat
the belt on.
the caveat is that Hangman Page held it for half a year, but in that half a year, he only had 3 feuds, and the third
Right.
feud was CM Punk, and he lost it.
Sure. Yeah.
Like
I mean,
it was Lance Archer, then it was Adam Cole, and then it was CM Punk, and then he lost the title.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely didn't have what I would call a very auspicious run. I mean, it wasn't like one for the record books or anything, but he's been champion already. I mean, we haven't even Starks hasn't had a chance to be champion. Hobbs hasn't had a chance to be champion. Samoa Joe hasn't had a chance to be ALW or AEW World Champion. So, I mean, if those are the 4 in the finals, I'd rather see any 4 of those than CM Punk. But it is what it is. I mean, again, you have your top tier guys, and Tony has his favorites, and so it's just something where I guess we're gonna have to live with.
I mean, well, it's always like that, but
Of course it is. Of course.
only a few men can be the world champion.
So they say. So they keep telling us. I mean, that's what Vince has told us for 30 years, and Tony Khan seems to be telling us the same thing. I mean, that's what they seem to tell us. NJP seems to do the same thing. So NJPW, so maybe that's the reality of the situation. Maybe there really are only a few guys that can be champion. I mean, I tend to think that
Yeah,
anybody could be if you give them the right push and give them the right storyline, but maybe that's not true.
I mean, NJPW does do the occasional, hey, here's the surprise guy, like Evil, and then people hate it.
Right. That's true.
Evil became world champion, and everyone hated it.
That's true.
We got Shingo. That was nice.
It was nice. It was nice. I like Shingo. I mean, I'm a huge Shingo fan. Shingo's my guy right now. And we've got Sonata at the moment, which nobody I think thought was going to
Hmm.
actually happen. So I mean, everybody kind of wanted it, but I don't think anybody thought it was really going to happen until it actually happened. So that was a
Like
surprise.
the only guy that happened that like people actually thought was going to happen seems to be Naito.
Right. Sure.
Like everybody was like, okay, this is a long running feud with Okada. Like if anybody's going to take the title off of Okada, it's going to be Naito, and it happened.
Yeah.
But like everybody else, like were people really expecting Will Ospreay to be the champion? Were people really expecting Jay White to be the champion? Because
Right.
and Ibushi. People probably figured Ibushi was going to happen though.
Yeah. I mean, I think that I think the difference, I mean, New Japan, I think their main event level is a little bit bigger than other companies, mostly just because all their wrestlers are so good that, like, I think they can
Hmm.
expand. I think they can expand that top tier a little bit more. They've got so many really good wrestlers that it's hard to, only. Whereas, even though I want to see more guys in the main event picture, you're right. I mean, there really are only certain guys that have all of the skills to actually carry a company. That can talk, that can wrestle, that have the look, that actually are over with the fans, all that kind of stuff. So, I guess you do have to be kind of have some be discriminatory a little bit when you're deciding who's going to be your title holder. But I don't know. Like, you're not putting it on QT Marshall, obviously.
No,
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're not, there's a lot of guys that are never going to be. Dustin Rhodes is never going to be AEW champion. There's a fair amount of
one
guys
guy
that
who New Japan could make world champion, but they may never, is Zack Sabre Jr.
that'll be a shame if they don't. That'll be a real shame unless Zack Sabre Jr. separates himself from NJPW soon. I mean, if he decides to come to AEW for good or something like that, or do something and kind of walk away a little bit from NJPW, then that's one thing. But if he continues to stay there and be a mainstay, and they don't ever put that belt on him, that's a travesty.
Another thing is that like their secondary titles are treated pretty important. Like
They are. They are.
your strong champion is Kenta, which
Mhm.
freaking he's a legend in the industry. Like at
Yeah,
this point, like he's
he
been doing it
definitely is.
forever.
I'm not sure he should be a title holder anymore at this point in his career, but he's definitely a legend.
And then your United States champion is Will Ospreay, who is arguably the best wrestler in the world right now.
Arguably the best wrestler on the planet right now, 100%. 100%. Yeah. So I mean,
And
NJPW does
he's the mid card champion.
for a company that has a billion titles too. They do a good job of keeping them all fairly feeling relevant because they have a lot of fucking titles too. Oh my god.
Oh, and Hiromu. Oh, I love Hiromu.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I see Hiromu ever winning the world title.
Dolores says Kenta's title reign needs to go to sleep.
Honestly, if Hiromu were to be the one to beat Kenta and come over to America for some matches, I'd love that. I don't think Gato watches us, but hey, Gato, if you for some reason popped into this, Hiromu as the strong champion and coming into AEW for a match or two, that'd be appreciated.
Right?
Like, how is that man not on Forbidden Door?
Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, let's see. Trying a different stream. I got Roderick Strong, and now it's buffering. Are you kidding me? All right, now it stopped. Maybe this one will stay. All right, thank you. Miro coming to the ring, and my TV's buffering again. So, come on, this is so stupid.
I bought the season pass for Fight Forever.
Right?
Because I'm very expectant that more wrestlers are going to be added, and instead of buying all the different DLCs, get the season pass. Just when they come out, I get them. $20 more. Why not?
Yeah, I mean that's not. It's worth it. I'm sure. I'm sure you're right that there'll be more stuff, and it'll pay for itself in the long run. All right, Miro coming to the ring. Come on. God, I can't handle this. Who is Miro facing?
Anthony Henry from the Workhorsemen.
Anthony Henry, my boy. I like Anthony Henry. I'm a huge Anthony Henry fan. It's unfortunate because I'm sure this will be a Miro showcase pseudo squash, but Anthony Henry's a really good wrestler. He deserves better than being squashed by Miro. Maybe he'll actually get
Anthony Henry at least should get more than the local talent did.
That's what I was gonna say. Hopefully they'll let him actually have a decent match here because I'm sure they could have a really good match. But I'm afraid because it's Miro's comeback and it's his second match back, and it's it's gonna end up being a Miro showcase / squash type match. But I would love to tell you, but all I see are white bubbles on my screen. So
Okay, I assume that one hurt. I don't think Anthony Henry was selling. I think Anthony Henry did not enjoy the feeling of that. Well, at least I'll say it's been more than 3 moves, so he did better than the local talent did against MJF. But yeah, so far 0 offense.
0.
And Anthony Henry might be wishing he had gotten that squash position because, all right, he got to move in. He got to move in. 1 kick to the face. 2 kicks to the face. Top rope. And very quickly, double stomp. 3 moves in. Reversal. Dodge. Punches thrown. Anthony Henry's giving it his all. Oh, Anthony Henry. Insiguri. Laying in those elbow strikes. Strong style.
Switch from my phone to my computer. See if I can get a better feed on the computer. At least it's playing here. It's probably infected the computer with viruses. Anthony Henry with the basement dropkick. Miro caught him. Insiguri from Anthony Henry. Henry's trying to mount some offense. Some elbows to Miro's face right now.
Miro's mad.
Miro is mad. Oh. It's all over for Anthony Henry. Here comes the... Yep. It's ugly for Anthony Henry now. Miro is not happy.
How dare you show... How dare you get offense in my showcase?
Right? Oh, there it is. The big kick. Machka! And we're going to get the game over in a minute. Henry's in the middle of the ring, laying on his stomach. Is perfect position for the game over. Game over! And thanks for coming, Anthony Henry. Well, he got a couple punches and a couple kicks in. I guess that's better than nothing.
Oh yeah, he had like a solid 25 seconds of offense in there and got 10 blows in.
A solid 25 seconds of offense.
I mean, 25 seconds is more than I thought he was going to get.
I agree. Miro is busy pointing around, yelling, "This is my ring," I assume, or? Flashback to last Saturday.
Are we getting Phantasma?
El Phantasma?
I want him with the Bang Bang Gang.
ELP with the Bang Bang Gang?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be all right. I mean, he's definitely he's on the. I mean, he's no longer in New Japan. He's no longer in Bullet Club in New Japan. Finley kicked him out.
Plus, when Switchblade comes out, if you notice, it's a 5.
Mm-hmm.
4 lines and then 1 across.
Right. I have noticed that.
So, you got Jay, you got Juice, you got the Guns. There's 1 spot left.
Yep. Eddie Kingston? He's not going to join Bullet Club. Eddie Kingston's a solo dude. He's a lone wolf. He's not going to join a faction.
I mean, Adam Cole would be perfect, but...
Adam Cole would be perfect.
I think Adam Cole's doing his own thing, and I appreciate that he's doing his own thing.
Yeah, I agree. And I have a feeling that AEW, maybe they're not. Maybe I'm totally wrong. But I have a feeling that they might be treading a little bit of water, waiting for Kyle O'Reilly to come back from injury. Because now they've got Roderick Strong, they've got Adam Cole, they'll have Kyle O'Reilly back at some point. They can do something with those 3 together, I'm sure. Bring back Bobby Fish and give me the Undisputed Era versus everybody.
They're not bringing Bobby Fish back.
I know, fuckers. Bring him back. Let him fight against the Blackpool Combat Club. Give me UE versus the Blackpool Combat Club.
There might have been a chance if CM Punk didn't come back, but CM Punk is back. Bobby Fish is never coming back.
Give me Undisputed Era versus everybody. I'm here for it all.
I'm gonna mute. I want to hear what Jay.
Okay. Jay White's about to talk to Tony Schiavone on Collision. I don't know what he's going to say. Sammy's muted himself so he can tell us when he comes back what Switchblade Jay White has to say. Oh, and the Guns are wearing Bullet Club shirts, so they're officially members. They've been officially made members now of the Bang Bang Gang. Is that Austin? I think it's Austin that's acting like an idiot. Whatever they're doing, I can tell they're fucking with Tony because Tony does not look happy. Juice.
The Guns have come so far.
Yes, they have. They really have. I'm a big fan of the Guns. I like the Guns. I have liked them for a while now. I kind of liked them even in the beginning, but they've grown on me even more. I think this is perfect for them. This is a perfect spot for them.
It is so wild to me that a legend of the tag team wrestling, Billy Gunn, ushers in two of the best tag teams of this new generation.
Yeah. Yep. Austin's arms are looking huge. He's jacked at the moment.
I mean, he's also smaller. Like
Yeah.
they're probably about the same size as his brothers. It's just because he's smaller, they look bigger on him.
Is that why Johnny Hungy's arms look bigger? Because he's smaller.
Yeah. I mean, Johnny Hungies might be about the same size as Miro's, but they look way bigger.
Oh, they do. So what did Jay White have to say?
Ooh.
Anything in particular?
Just introducing the guns and saying how Juice is gonna be winning, and now talking shit to CM Punk.
Oh, he's talking shit to CM Punk right now? I'm here for Jay White versus CM Punk. But I'm not, there's not a whole lot of stuff I want to see CM Punk do or guys I want to see him wrestle. But I wouldn't mind seeing him wrestle Jay White. So who has the trademark for the name Bullet Club? Do you know?
So what?
Who has the trademark for the name Bullet Club? Because they use it everywhere. Is it New Japan and they just let them use it other places? Or does one of these wrestlers have the trademark to it and they just let them use it other places? The only place they haven't used it is WWE.
I think Fale has the trademark.
Interesting. I love Juice. Juice is great right now. His character is so over the top and so hysterical. I'm all for it. Looking like a caveman all the time. What do you think of Jungle Boy's line where he said, "I'm still banging the hottest bitch in the place"? Didn't feel right coming from him.
Sorry, what? I was Googling. New Japan Pro Wrestling Company owns the trademark.
Okay, interesting. Well, that makes sense. So
So,
they're
yeah.
just letting other people use it. They're just letting Jay White and stuff. An agreement, I'm sure, with it was AEW and so on to use the name. So no, I was saying, what do you think about Jungle Boy's? I still sleep with, or I still have sex with the hottest bitch in the place, or I'm still banging the hottest bitch in the place, or whatever the fuck he said. Something
Yeah.
in reference to Anna Jay. Like, I get it, and at the same time, like, it's a heel comment, but like, it doesn't feel right coming from him. Like, I don't know why. I don't mind it being a heel, but that kind of heel doesn't feel right coming from him. That particular comment, like,
And everybody online was like, no, you're not. Fletcher is.
I was gonna say, not to mention the fact that Anna Jay is not the hottest bitch in AEW. So there is always that.
I mean, it's personal taste. Everybody has their own thing.
No doubt, 100%, 100%. Oh, it's then. Don't get me wrong. It's not like Anna Jay's ugly. It's not like I'm kicking Anna Jay out of my bed. I mean, it's not. There's nothing like that. It's just for me personally. There's a couple women that are hotter in AEW.
I've never stopped to think about who was the hottest.
Me either. I don't really think about that stuff like that on a regular basis like that.
But there's
I'll
plenty of
say,
guys who do.
I mean, I'll make a judgment like in this moment on that particular person, but like I don't keep like a list of, oh, hey, that's the hottest or she's, you know what I mean? Like I don't have a. Okay, yes, go off my screen. Laura says Jade Cargill is fine. I agree with that. Jade Cargill is attractive. For me personally, I'm not a big fan. I'm not overly Chris Statlander, Lady Frost in that regard don't really do it for me. Neither of them. I mean, they're great wrestlers and I enjoy watching them, but I'm just not from that not in that perspective. Should be a good match though. We haven't seen Jade since she lost her title. Is that correct?
I believe it is. I don't think she's ever even cut a promo since.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think she's been seen since then. I wonder what's going on. Dolores says, yes, we did see Jade Cargill since then. When? Maybe Dolores will remind us of when we've seen Jade, because I don't remember seeing her since he lost the title to Chris. I'm wondering what she's doing, and I'm wondering how she's going to come back and where she's going to be. My guess is that she's going to come back and go into. Oh, she says yes. You're right. She took time off. So my guess is when she comes back, she should. For me personally, she should be in the AEW women's title picture. She should be right in with Toni Storm or who's ever the champion at that time. I don't know how they work her in there, but that's where she needs to be. I don't want to see her come back to just rematch Chris Statlander for the TBS title again. That I'm not interested in. Dolores says she's supposed to come back as a face per SRS's report. Interesting. I don't know about that. I guess we'll have to wait and see. For me, the jury's out on that. I really, really like her as a heel, so I'm kind of torn. But if she's, I mean, we won't know until we see it, I guess. If she's a good face, then it works. If not, then yeah, I mean, I love her as a heel. So if you're here with us for Collision, we know you got a lot of choices for your watch along, so we appreciate you choosing Workhorse Wrestling Network. If you're new and haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified every time we drop new content. We drop content all week long. Hit the like button on this video. It helps the channel out a lot. And before, at the end of the stream, we'll put up a little picture and show you guys all of our weekly shows so you can see them. Check them all out. I'm still at commercial. Luckily, on my computer, I've been able to get the feed to continue to play. So, what's your overall assessment of Collision so far, Sammy, as a show? Not just this episode, but as a new show, just in general. The first couple episodes, the first half of this one so far.
There's a couple tweaks they could make, but I overall really dig it. I feel like what they should do is try to hold on to like a sort of like more vintage feel to it.
Mm-hmm. I like that idea. When I first, when it came back, and Nick Aldis was a champion, and NWA was an in-studio show, and it felt like a late '80s or mid '80s wrestling territory show, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. I like that kind of throwback, classic, whatever feel to that time. So I'm all for like a vintage type of feel to stuff. Assuming they do it well. Ricky Starks is in the ring. We are about to get Ricky Starks versus I don't even know. Juice Robinson. Ricky Starks.
Feel free to sound off in the chat on who you think the most attractive woman in AEW is.
That's right. Feel free to let us know who you think the most attractive woman in AEW is. Also, feel free to let us know who you think is going to win this match here, Juice or Ricky Starks. I think everyone here listening knows that me and Sammy both have Ricky Starks winning here because he's in our final four of the tournament. So that would indicate that he has to win here.
I suppose if I'm to pick most attractive,
let me see if I can guess for you, because I've known you. We've been doing these now for almost a year. I think I've gotten to know you a little bit. Let me see if I can guess and even get close. Maybe I'll get close. Maybe not. Let me think here.
Okay, I have an answer in my brain.
Okay, so let me think about this. It's in my mind. I feel like it's probably knowing Sammy just a little bit. I do. I want to say either Rio or Sheeta, just because I know that you kind of have a preference towards Asian women, but I'm not sure. See, even Dolores thinks Sheeta. Dolores says Sheeta too. So inquiring minds want to know who do you think is the most attractive woman in AEW?
I was gonna say Penelope Ford.
Oh, okay, interesting.
And my second probably would have been Kira Hogan.
Interesting, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah, I mean, Penelope Ford is definitely hot. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. I mean, that little kind of blonde look isn't necessarily my favorite look, but at the same time, I mean, she's extremely attractive. I mean, you can't go wrong with her. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and I know that when I say what I'm going to say, a lot of people probably disagree. For me, for Alan, looking at the women, I'm a Willow fan. That's the one that I find the hottest. But I also like Athena. Athena's gorgeous. Tony Storm's all right. I like Tony Storm.
I like Jamie Hayter more than Tony Storm.
Those are probably the three for me, and then Jamie Hayter probably right after that. Right there. But yeah, I mean, for me, me personally, just Alan, I'm a Willow fan. I'm a Willow fan. I think there's something about her that just does it for me. I don't know. And then Athena, I'm a huge, yeah. I love Athena. Before it was the many faces of Charlotte on WWE, Charlotte was definitely one of the hottest on WWE. Now with the stuff she's done to her face, I have to reassess that.
I'm going to say something that might surprise you.
Yeah.
I'm not that attracted to East Asian women.
Okay.
I love the wrestling. Don't get me wrong. I love the wrestling.
Right.
But if we're talking about race, I would say Southeast Asian women and Latino women.
Okay. That makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, I don't really necessarily have a preference like that. It's all about who I like who I gel with, who I get along with, personality wise, that kind of stuff. Like you can be tall, you
Hmm.
can be short, you can be fat, you can be skinny, you can be, black, white, Mexican, whatever. As long as we click and connect, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not super worried about that. Obviously, there are some that when I'm just from just a strictly visual standpoint, I'm like, okay, if I had to pick between 1, 2, and 3, obviously I'm gonna I'll make a choice, but as a general rule, um, yeah, I'm not super picky. I mean, I find myself attracted to all sorts of different women, all sorts of shapes.
Hmm.
So, like, I'm not a big, I don't like the traditionally blonde, kind of supermodel-y, tanned look that most men like. That being said, Mandy Rose is fucking gorgeous. And I know that all of that is like most of it's plastic and most of it's makeup and all. There's something about her specifically. I don't know why. Most of the other ones don't do it for me, but something about Mandy Rose specifically I find extremely attractive.
And she doesn't do it for me.
I don't know why her specifically. Like I don't really like Alexa Bliss. I don't like Liv Morgan. But something about Mandy Rose for some reason. Maybe it's because as a fat guy, they had her all hugged up on Otis. So it was like, ooh, she can come hug up on me too. But
I'm
that's all kayfabe.
actually not into any of those people you just
Yeah,
named.
yeah,
One of my buddies likes Liv, not Liv, Alexa. One of my buddies likes Alexa.
yeah. WWE roster. Did you tell me already? Did you say it?
What about WWE roster?
You're the hottest woman on the WWE roster. I don't know if you mentioned it. If you did,
Ooh,
maybe I missed it, or
ooh.
you said it.
Current?
Current.
Um,
What base is Charlotte on
um,
now? 1 million at least, right? Yep, I do. I do.
I don't
Yeah,
know. It's kind of a toss up for me. I'd say it's probably either Zelina or Io.
interesting.
I mean,
Yep,
I'm not too into East Asian women, but Io's pretty. She's got a nice face.
I like Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega is very
Hmm.
pretty. I mean, I'm kind of partial to Bianca, and there's something about Bailey. I'm not a huge fan of Bailey as a face wrestler, but Bailey does something for me too. I like Bailey.
You know, I've seen images on like Instagram where Bianca is not all done up with the makeup, and I think she's a lot prettier without all the makeup and stuff than she is
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
So, like, if we're talking Bianca without the makeup, yeah, she's up there.
Yeah. Here we go. Dolores says Bianca, but she's starting to change a little. And I'm getting a little scared. Bailey's got junk. That's what it is. Honestly, I'll say it. I'll say it right here, everyone. I'll tell everyone I'm an ass man. So the bigger the ass, the more I like it.
He's
Bailey
an
does.
ass man.
Bailey does. Bailey does have some junk in her trunk. That's what I like about Athena. Willow, is I don't know. It's not like necessarily all about that for Willow with me. It's the whole package. But Athena definitely is carrying a big old ass, which I can appreciate. Juice and Ricky have been quietly here as we've been talking about women in the most sexist possible way. Has been a really good match.
Full honesty, I think I might just be attracted to crazy women.
There is that. There's something about crazy that's hot. It definitely it turns the heat meter up. Like you don't want to marry or end up in a long term relationship with a super crazy chick, but like the sex or like for a short period of time, like it can be a lot of fun. That kick looked weird. It almost looked like he wasn't sure which foot to kick him with at first. Decided at the last minute.
My first girlfriend, yeah, that ended with me helping to take her into a mental institution. So yeah, been that way since the get go.
Sammy is attracted to crazy.
Hmm.
And deep down inside, we all are. All men are attracted to crazy to a certain extent. A lot of us don't choose the crazy one, but we're all ultimately attracted to crazy too. Nice big for clothesline there from Ricky Starks. Ricky's left ankle is all injured. Oh, off the top rope. Oh, he went for the spiked pile driver, but missed it. Juice counter, went for the big kick. Ricky countered. Oh, boot to the midsection, the pile driver. Kip up from Ricky, even with the bad ankle. Oh, kind of botched it a little there because of the ankle. You got Ricky posing.
Well, I don't know if it was a botch or an intentional sell.
Selling of the selling of the ankle. Either way. Yeah, you're probably right. It was probably more selling than a botch. There it is. The spike pile driver off the top rope. Are we going for it? 1, 2. Oh, Juice kicks out. Juice kicks out. Let's go, Ricky. Stay on top of him. Time for the Rochambeau. Oh, Juice trying to roll out of the ring. Ricky's got him by that mop of hair. Juice has quite a bit of hair. Dragging him in between the ropes. Oh, Randy Orton DDT. Oh, Juice got his legs off the second rope. I thought we were about to see the Randy Orton second rope DDT. Oh, Juice with the big kick. 1. Ricky kicked out of 1? Dolores says, any man who eats hot sauce with chips, I assume, loves a thin line between love and hate. That's funny. Oh, turning him over. Got him in the Scorpion Deathlock. Starts his in trouble. What are you going to do, Rick? Get to the ropes, Ricky. Let's go. There we go. Oh, Juice dragged him. Juice is dragging him back to the middle of the ring. I think Ricky's in trouble here. Come on, Ricky. You're supposed to go on to the finals. You can't tap out here. You can't lose here. Ricky making his way to the rope. Finally got there. Juice is breaking the hold. Breaking the hold. Breaking the hold.
Breaking the hold down.
Juice is bringing Ricky in from the outside. Suplex. Inside out. Oh, Ricky with the counter. The rear waist lock. Juice counters. And the roll up. 1, 2. Oh, he was holding the trunks. It was almost over. I thought Ricky lost right there. I was about to be like, what the fuck are we doing? But Ricky kicks out. Now Juice is in the corner harassing the ref. Oh, Ricky with like a deep 6 type move. 1, 2. Juice kicks out.
And also, I'd say if it was Juice to win, I'd rather see Juice versus Samoa Joe than Juice versus CM Punk.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Juice versus Joe would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Joe versus anybody is great. I can't remember the last time I saw a bad Samoa Joe match. I mean, to be fair, I'm not, like a Samoa Joe expert or savant or whatever or anything, so I couldn't tell you like every match he's ever had. But I just know just from watching him over the years, in my mind, I'm trying to think of any real bad ones, and I can't think of any. I mean, I'm sure there are, but
The worst one I can think of was him and Wardlow.
Yeah.
And that wasn't
And that's saying a
bad.
lot because he's been around for a lot of years and wrestled with a lot of different companies and a lot of different guys. And that's only been in the last year or so. So year and a half, that match. So yeah. That wasn't a very good match. But that wasn't Joe's fault though. That's the fact that Wardlow sucks. Like,
Name
but
a
yeah.
good Wardlow match.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I can't name a good Wardlow match.
Like, it's one of those unfortunate things. He's got the look, like he's got the athleticism.
Yeah, he's boring and he's forgetful. I mean, he's forgettable. He's just not. He doesn't have that it factor.
Well, I wouldn't say he's boring. His matches are boring. I wouldn't say that he's boring.
Yeah, see, I find him boring too. Like, I don't like his talking. His promos are not exciting to me. He's never done anything to me to what I would call hype up a match in any way, shape, or form, or to make me get excited to watch him wrestle. And then he's also bad.
I thought so. Like his feud with MJF and stuff. Like when he comes out and he destroys guys. Like,
yeah,
it's just once the bell starts, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's Wardlow.
Yeah, I think he's bad all around. Oh, was that it? 1, 2, 3. Ricky got the win. All right, there we go, Rick. Big win. We called that one. There we go. I like it when guys we want to move on.
You're surrounded by sharks, Ricky.
Yes, you are. You're in big trouble, Ricky.
Yeah. But on the plus side, they probably would have beat you up if you had lost anyways.
Well, there is that. They were going to beat him up no matter what. So, where's his help? Come on. He was just in the back giving a promo with a bunch of guys. Talking about how they were going to fight Bullet Club. So, here we go. Here's Punk and FTR coming to help Ricky. CMFTR.
Not as good as FTRKO.
No, and honestly, I'm not going to lie. Like, it probably shouldn't. But because I think so little of Phil, I've lost a little respect for FTR. Because they're such close friends with him and such kind of shills at the moment for CM Punk that I'm just like, I lost a little respect for you guys. I don't. I mean, it is what it is, and everyone can be friends with whoever they want to be, but I don't know.
I'm still a big FTR fan.
Starks versus Hobbs.
The rematch of the century.
I love it, dude. I can never get enough of Christian Cage as a heel, dude. And he's got the fucking title on his shoulder. I love it, dude. I absolutely love it. It's got to be only a matter of time before Luchasaurus turns on him and fucking beats him up. But until that happens, I'm all here for this. This is amazing. Oh shit, Shawn Spears is back. What is Shawn Spears saying to Christian?
He wants to talk to the champ.
He is talking to the champ. Is that what Christian said? I am the champ.
Yeah, well, he said, well, then talk to the champ.
All right. That's hilarious. The way Luchasaurus is looking at him, I can't tell if he's looking at Christian Cage funny or if he's looking at Shawn Spears funny. He almost looks like he's looking at Christian funny. It's hard to tell with that mask on.
That's the best part about the mask, though. The fans can't tell if you're corpsing or not.
Right.
All right, I'll be back. I'm going to take a short break here.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So it looks like we're going to get, whatchamacallit, for the Chris Statlander versus Lady Frost for the TBS Championship when we come back from commercial. So it should be an interesting match. I like Chris Statlander. I think she's a really good wrestler. Lady Frost is a really good wrestler, so should be a solid match. A good title defense for Chris. While we are on break, I'm going to put something up here. I'm going to put up Dolores's little schedule video.
Hey, I'm here to clean up and let you know what's going on this week on Workhorse Wrestling Network. It starts off Tuesday at 10 a.m. with Seeing Stars. It is me, your girl Dolores, ALW, and Sammy talking about New Japan, talking about Stardom, talking about GCW, because we like to see the stars coming up. So, you know where you're going to find us? Twitch, because it's a Twitch exclusive. You know, we got these shows on Twitch. It's hot like fire over there. Tuesday night, you can come on to the cookout. We'll feed you real good. So pull up to the table. It's at 10:30. We have games, we have hot topics, we have guests, we have fun. So make sure you're here for the cookout. On Wednesday, it's all for naught at 8 p.m. That's with me, your girl Dolores, Sammy, and ALW talking about Monday Night Raw and NXT. So make sure you're there. But you know where you can find us? Over at Twitch, because it's a Twitch exclusive. You know what? You always gonna catch that hot fire over at Twitch. Friday night is Friday Night Fights. That's at 8 p.m. We start the fun. Me, Sammy, and Anika. And then we let CM and ALW come and join the fun for Rampage, okay? So make sure you're there Friday nights. We're here at YouTube. We're here at Twitch. We're here at Twitter. You know, we everywhere. On Saturday morning at 11 a.m., you can catch Under the Radar. And you know where you're going to catch that at? Twitch, because it's a Twitch exclusive. You're going to get CM and ALW talking about MLW, Impact, BTE, all the things you want to hear about, but you might not just want to see. So make sure you're here at 11 a.m. for Under the Radar. And then on Saturday night is all right, where we watch AEW Collision here at 8 p.m. And it's on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, where you catch the whole gang partying again on Saturday night. So make sure you're here. And now that I'm finished cleaning, it's time to go to bed.
So I was a little housekeeping with Dolores. She just mentioned that she said, "Damn, I got off to talk. I got off to talk to my mom. Log in, and then I hear myself." So that's our weekly schedule, and now we're back to our collision programming. Chris Statlander is coming down to the ring. The TBS champion is coming out first. Okay, I guess that is what it is. I always thought the champ came out second, but oh, I'm sorry, Lady Frost is already in the ring, so don't mind me. We missed that because we were at commercial, I guess. So Lady Frost doesn't actually get an entrance. She was already in the ring. So we're about to get Chris Statlander versus Lady Frost for the TBS Championship. I assume it's pretty fair to assume that Chris wins here. She just barely won the championship. I assume she's going to hold it for at least, a few defenses. But we'll see. Lady Frost is a good wrestler, and they've been pushing her a little bit. She was on Dark and Dark Elevation a lot. So it's good to get to see her here on the more mainstream roster, more mainstream show. Switching waist locks, reverse waist lock. Chris Statlander with the judo throw. Lady Frost. Measuring each other. Collar. Oh, one for the collar elbow tie up, and Statlander ducked and grabbed Lady Frost. Now she has her on the mat, doing some barrel rolls on the ring on the mat. Holding Lady Frost. Lady Frost has a headlock now on Chris Statlander. Oh, tried for the takeover, but Chris countered with the back body drop. And Chris flexing in the ring. Showing those guns. Please note, we'll keep you updated. We might not be live Tuesday because it's the 4th of July holiday. So we might not have a cookout this week. We will let you know. Stay tuned to Facebook, Workhorse Wrestling Network group page, and our Twitter page, and our Twitter to know if we're going to be live on Tuesday night for the cookout. Chris has Lady Frost up, body slam. Lady Frost countered and hit Chris with a big right elbow. Wheelbarrow. Frost was thinking something, but Statlander countered. Tilt the World backbreaker by Chris Statlander. Frost is on the mat in pain. That was a nice little move. Chris is taking too long. She's wasting too much time. She needs to get on her opponent. Can't let Lady Frost have an inch. Oh, we're going into picture-in-picture. And Chris whips Lady Frost across the ring into the far corner with a lot of force. Chris is got Lady Frost up in the delayed suplex. Frost kind of fell out. Statlander picked her back up and then finished off the suplex and dumped her on her back. Was that a 2 count or a 1 count? I think it might have just been a 1 count. Maybe it was 2. I looked down for half a second, and if it was a 2 count, I missed the first one. Both women are back up. Chris is in charge. Got Lady Frost on her shoulders. What's she gonna do here? Got her up for a move. Lady Frost is countering down into. She tried to get her into a roll up, but sunset flip. Oh, here we go. Sunset flip for a 2 count on the champ. Lady Frost misses with the first kick, hits her with the back kick. Another 2 count. Lady Frost, who is showing her frustration in the ring. Down in the ring, she wants this win and that championship. Who can blame her? That's what it's all about, holding the title. Lady Frost tries to whip Chris into the rope, but Chris holds her ground and counters and whips Lady Frost in the corner. Yes, as Dolores has so kindly put here in the chat, you can find us on Twitter at Workhorse Wrestling Network. You can find us on YouTube at Workhorse Wrestling Network. You can find us on Twitch at Workhorse Wrestling Network without the L. They tried to give us an L, but we don't take none. So Workhorse Wrestling Network. And then on Twitch, we are also, on TikTok, we are Workhorse Wrestling Network. Instagram, Workhorse Wrestling Network. And Facebook, Workhorse Wrestling Network. So we are on all the socials. You can find us everywhere. We try to post on them as much as we can. Dolores is the one that is usually good about making sure that something gets posted. CM does a lot of posting on Twitter for Workhorse. I try when I remember to post stuff on there. I was trying every day to put up some news, but time gets away from me. So when I think about it, I do try to post wrestling news stories from either PW Insider or Wrestle Talk or Wrestling Observer on our Twitter and Facebook pages. So on our Twitter and on our Facebook group page. So always check those out. We'll always post there what's up and coming. But You can always know what's up and coming if you hit the bell to be notified every time we drop new content here on YouTube. And that's the best way to stay notified. So hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Hit the bell to be notified every time we drop new content. And hit the like button on this video. We appreciate it. We appreciate you. Thank you to everyone that supports us and joining us. And Mr. Sammy Joe is back. Chris was setting Lady Frost up for a knee. Frost counters with a nice German suplex.
I understand that there's a lot of Statlander fans out there.
You're not a Statlander fan?
No. But everyone's entitled to their own cup of tea.
Laura says, keep up with the community tab on YouTube, and we are putting up shorts. Plus, we're having guests like Cresta Star, which we had last week on the cookout. Join on Seeing Stars when it airs on July 11th. You'll get a special guest. We'll have Jay News joining us for that episode of Seeing Stars. We're going to talk in depth, preview the G1 that starts the following week. So that will be fun. So make sure to check that out on the 11th of July. And we'll have many more guests coming on all sorts of different shows. So, nice switch there. Lady Frost counters again. That kind of looked like a little bit of a botch, but it was okay, I guess. So Lady Frost did a turn into the clothesline. I guess she must have been trying to go for some sort of rolling something, and Chris countered it with the big clothesline. Now Chris has her up in the pile driver. It's got to be over. 1, 2, 3. And it is officially over. Chris Statlander retains her TBS title in a solid defense over Lady Frost. What is it about Chris Statlander that you're not a big fan of? If you had to put your finger on it.
I mean, the positive I can give her is she's athletic.
Right. She doesn't move the needle for you, huh?
No.
Yeah, that's fair. I can't always tell you why I like or dislike somebody. It really boils down to just how they make me feel when I watch them. Some people move the needle and some people don't. And there's not any rhyme or reason a lot of times, so it just is what it is. It's just how it makes me feel.
Her matches aren't terrible, so I don't hate her.
Right. Andrade in a backstage interview.
But also, I wouldn't say her matches are great either. Right.
I'll be right back. 1 sec.
And Malachi telling Andrade tranquilo. That ought to be good.
Yeah, I'm here for Andrade versus Malachi. I'm here for Andrade feuding with the House of Black. I'm here for all that.
So I'd say in the singles match, I could see Andrade beating Malachi, but in the 6-man tag, House of Black's going over.
I agree. And at this point, like, I can see Andrade. Wheeler Yuta versus Kenny Omega on Dynamite. That should be good. I can see, whatchamacallit, Andrade beating Malachi if Malachi wasn't the leader of the House of Black. But I don't see the House of Black allowing Malachi to lose to Andrade. They're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that Malachi doesn't lose.
I think Russian pressed 10 Vance could
Yeah,
involve themselves to.
yeah, definitely. Definitely. It would be a good 6-man match, though. Even though I think House
Oh
of
yeah,
Black would win, it'd be a hell of a good
yeah.
6-man match.
But I could see Andrade
Oh!
winning the singles in order to set up the.
Yeah. Oh, I'm here for that. You see that? FTR versus Rock Hard Knife Perverts next week on Collision?
Also, going to be getting Willow Nightingale versus Athena, which I
That
know
should be
you're
good.
down for.
I am. And I'm here for Strong versus Joe. And then I'm here for Punk, whoever Punk versus. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Punk, but I'm here to see him wrestle Joe or Roderick Strong. I mean, I prefer to see him wrestle Joe, but I like Roderick Strong too, and he's underrated and doesn't get enough recognition or credit too. So I mean, so
I
go with
really have
Joe.
no idea who's going to win between Athena and Willow.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, if it was for the title, I would say Athena's pretty much a lock. But being that it's the Owen Hart Cup title,
Well, they're
whatever
both
it is, tournament,
champions.
right? I know, but but she's a stateside champion, a title that AEW actually
They're
cares
both
about.
stateside champions.
What do you mean? Isn't Willow NJ? Well, I guess NJP Strong,
Strong.
New Japan Strong.
That's
So
the U.S. version.
yeah, you're right.
L.A.
It is. You're absolutely right. You're right. It is. Um, if it was for the Ring of Honor title, then no, I don't think that would. I don't think Willow's going to win. But because it's for in the Owen Hart tournament, and really Athena doesn't need it, I could see this being a position where you might have Willow get the win to push her more. Athena doesn't really need
I,
it. Willow could use it. A win for Willow over Athena is bigger than a win for Willow than Athena over Willow, I think. So
I don't know how bad the injury that Mercedes had was, but honestly, I could see Willow win this whole thing just for Mercedes to come out the end and be like, "You took my spot, bitch."
yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I definitely wouldn't be opposed to that. At this point, Mercedes would be coming out as the heel because Willow's such a face. But I mean, maybe that would be a natural spot for Willow to turn heel. I don't know. Maybe that's the spot for Mercedes to have her heel turn.
Because I mean, that's what it all comes down to. Willow's in this position because she took out Mercedes.
Yep, no doubt. 100%. Yeah, I mean, if Mercedes hadn't gotten injured, Willow wouldn't be in this position, I don't think. Not right now. I mean, I think the future was bright for Willow no matter what, and she was
Yeah,
getting over. But yeah, I don't think she wouldn't be the strong champion right now unless Mercedes was hurt. I mean,
and that strong championship gave her extra opportunities on Dynamite too.
no doubt, 100%, as it should.
But the thing that everybody's been asking is, was that supposed to be Mercedes? Was Mercedes supposed to come in and defend her title? Was Mercedes supposed to be in the Owen Hart?
Right? Probably not. They probably. I mean, maybe who knows? I don't know. I think they've probably changed it a little bit because it's Willow. Because Willow was already signed, I think. I mean, Willow's been signed with AEW now for a little bit. So where Mercedes definitely was not or is not. So yeah, I don't know.
Have you tried the Grimace milkshake?
I have not.
I watched a thing where they were talking about it that if you just drink the milkshake, it tastes vanilla. But if you eat it if you drink it while eating fries, it tastes like berry.
What? Okay. Well, I will never know because I refuse to eat milkshake and French fries. I refuse to put my French fries in my milkshake. I'm not doing
No,
that.
no, no, no. Like if you eat
Dip
some
your
French fries
Oh, okay.
and then you take a sip of the milkshake, then it tastes like berry instead of vanilla.
Interesting. I'm not sure. Okay. Not sure how that would happen, but I guess whatever. Interesting.
Well, McDonald's pays a lot of money to scientists and labs for their food.
Yeah. I bet you because some people will dip their French fries in their milkshake or in their I'm cool on that. I'm not a big fan of combining like sweet and savory foods like that. I like my sweet separate and my savory separate. Like I'm not.
Salted caramel.
Yeah, I don't really do salted caramel like that. I prefer my salt or my caramel. I'm not a big fan of salted caramel. Just like I don't do chili lime popsicles or any of that stuff. Like I don't like spicy candy. I'm not. I don't do that. It's either sweet or savory.
Uh,
You can't do both.
Margaritas. I like
Um,
margaritas.
yeah, I mean the margarita. That's a little bit different. That's one of the exceptions, I guess. I hadn't thought of that. I will drink a margarita. That is a little bit of the exception. All right, so we're about to get Roderick
We were talking
Strong.
about sweets. I had to go and grab me sweet that I bought earlier.
What'd you get? What do you got?
Cookie dough Milky Way.
Oh, I haven't had one of those. You have to tell us if it's good or not. Have you had it before?
Nope. I stuck it in the freezer too.
Nice. It's all frozen and hard.
Oh, I can't bite through.
It's gonna
Yeah.
break your teeth. Yep. Got to let it warm up a little bit. Got a little too hard. All right, so we're about to get Roderick Strong versus Samoa Joe in the Owen Hart tournament with CM Punk on commentary because CM Punk gets the winner on is it Dynamite or Rampage or Collision next week? One of those shows next week. Roderick Strong and Samoa Joe bringing in the main event of Collision. I like to see that. I'm happy for that. I'm a huge Roderick Strong fan. The dude is a fucking workhorse. Like, as far as in-ring work rate, like, Roderick Strong's at the top of the list of in-ring workers and work rate guys. Like,
when I came back to watching wrestling, Roderick Strong versus Matt Riddle was the first match I watched back.
I've never seen that match, but I can only imagine.
It was on NXT Takeover.
Maybe I did see that actually. Because I don't think I missed many NXT takeovers, especially not when Roderick Strong or when Undisputed Era was in NXT. So I probably saw that. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but I can't imagine I didn't see that. And I'm always here for Samoa Joe. Like, I'm a huge Samoa Joe mark, stan, whatever you want to call him, fan. The only thing I've ever complained about with Samoa Joe is his ring gear. His shorts drive me nuts. I don't like his shorts, but other than that, I'm here for everything else about Samoa Joe. I do also like the fact that Samoa Joe is like the one Samoan in wrestling that's not from or tied to the Anoa'i family.
Well, I don't think Toa Leona is. I mean, he was trained by Rikishi, but I don't think he's related at all.
Okay. But most of them, 90% of the Samoans or Islanders in wrestling are related to the Anoa'i family in some way, shape, or form, it seems like. Refs breaking the hold. Roderick Strong was twisted on Joe's arm, where Joe has his tape or compression sleeve. Is that one of those compression sleeves? Or no, he's got his elbow taped up, so maybe Joe's left elbow is hurting. Roderick Strong with the headlock. Joe puts him in the corner. The ref's trying to break him up. Are we going to get a clean break? Let's see where we get here. Oh! Thought it was going to be clean, but Joe tried to chop him. Roderick Strong got out of the way and chopped him back.
Takeover 25.
What?
Looks like it was Takeover 25.
Okay. What year was that?
What
was
2019?
2019. Oh, yeah. I mean, I definitely must have seen it then because I was definitely watching every takeover at that point. I just don't remember the match, but I was definitely watching NXT takeovers. at that point in time. I was watching NXT during the Black and Gold era every day. I mean, every Tuesday and all the takeovers. So that's when NXT was by far its best. I mean, no doubt.
That's also the pay per view where the Street Profits became the tag team champions in the ladder match.
That sounds vaguely familiar. I think I remember that. So
Shayna Baszler versus Io.
yeah, I remember that. I have to go back and watch
Adam
that
Cole versus Johnny Gargano. And Velveteen Dream versus Tyler Breeze.
Oh, so this was when Velveteen Dream was still there. So yeah,
as the North American champion.
I have to go back and watch that pay-per-view because on that takeover, because on paper it sounds amazing, but I don't really remember any of it. I mean, I remember Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano. I feel like they wrestled a couple times. Maybe they only wrestled the once, and that's the one I'm thinking of. But I feel like they wrestled a couple times. But I don't remember that match specifically. I mean, I remember them wrestling each other. I have to go back and check out that takeover. Takeover 25.
I'm pretty sure the two of them did a trilogy.
That's right. That's right. They did. You are correct. I forgot about that. You're right.
And the last match that they did was a 2 out of 3 falls, I'm pretty sure.
That I have to look up. I don't remember, but that sounds right. I love how the story of this match is just that Roderick Strong is just too small. Joe has just got a little bit more power. Everything Roderick tries to do has little impact on Joe, where everything Joe does has massive impact on Roderick. You just see it. Punk is just a dick. Like, you just know that in his head, he's just thinking that Joe's a fat piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? I just know, like, you just know how Punk's mind works. Like, you know? And he's just sitting there talking hella shit about both guys in his head, I'm sure. Is it your buddy here? Gravedigger69? You don't know? All right. Well, like, apparently we're assholes. Sup, assholes. So, I don't know who Gravedigger69 is, but welcome to the show. Thanks for calling us assholes, I guess. I thought that's not your friend? I thought he's been in here before. Maybe not.
Something I'd recommend, though, freezing Oreos.
Oh, yeah. Freezing Oreos. There you go.
Especially the mint ones.
Yeah, I like the mint Oreos. Gravedigger says, just here to 69 anything that moves. Yep, we are watching Collision right now and talking about it as we watch it. Samoa Joe and Roderick Strong are in the main event in a Owen Hart Cup tournament match. Joe feeding Roderick Strong right hands. Strong trying to get away. Joe wrenching on Roddy's neck. A little rest hold so Joe can catch his breath. I'm on picture in picture. Fucking picture in picture. guess it's rigged. I mean, it's predetermined. They do determine in the back who's going to win, but I don't know. I'm not privy to it. And they do have scripts sometimes for promos and for matches, but again, I'm not privy to any of it, so it's all a surprise to me. So.
I mean, you'd be surprised how many boxing matches have been fixed over the decades.
Yeah. I mean, almost everything other than, real, top tier sports is scripted. And even then, I mean, they've had a fair amount of those, issues with rigging and shaving points and different sports and stuff too. So. And again, just because someone knows in the back what's going to happen doesn't mean I know what's going to happen. It's still new to me. It's still unknown to me. So I don't.
They strategically set up the first UFC event to have the winner that they wanted.
Oh, I'm sure. No doubt. 100%. I believe that. Joe is throwing Roderick Strong around the ring at the moment. Chopping him, punching him. Big forearm. Roderick trying to fight back, stomps, chops.
Like when you look at MMA and kickboxing in Japan in the 90s, more fights were fixed than they were shoot.
That probably is true. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I'll take your word for it. I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. But CM says that all sports are rigged. I don't believe that at all. That they're all predetermined. But I don't believe that. But who knows? Maybe they aren't. I don't know. Two. Roderick kicks out of 2 count. Joe's wrenching on his neck again. I assume trying to soften Roderick up for his whatchamacallit, clutch.
Mm-hmm.
Koji clutch. Whatever it's called. This has been kind of a slow-paced match. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, Joe doesn't work fast, but he usually works a little bit faster than this. And Roddy is definitely a fast-paced guy. I'm really surprised at how slow this match is. It feels very plotting.
I don't think Roddy's that fast paced.
You don't think so?
Mm.
It feels like I'm waiting for them to get into second and third gear. It's like they've been in first gear the whole time. Oh, Joe coming to the corner. Roger gets his foot up. Roddy off the rope with a big clothesline. Joe stumbles a little. Roderick with another one. Trying to take the big Joe off of his feet.
He's really selling these clotheslines.
Yeah, third one. He's selling them, but not enough to go down. And then he counters with the big.
No. I meant Roddy. He was putting a lot into it to make it look like he's.
Oh yeah. Like
putting
he's really
his all into every single one.
All of his weight and effort and power into every single one.
Man, that backbreaker might have hurt you more than it hurt Joe.
Right? Broke Roddy's knee. All that weight coming down on his knee. Oh, there's the kick.
What an impressive bout here!
Wow.
They entered into second gear there.
Yeah, it picked up a little bit. It just picked up a little bit. The last couple move exchanges. 2. That was a big 2 count. I almost thought it was over there. I thought, shit, Roderick Strong just beat Samoa Joe. Like,
did you look into one?
Into one. The movie?
No, the Fighting Championship.
Oh no! I haven't yet. I have not yet. I will though. Remind me again in Discord. I will. I forget. I got so much going on that I just, as soon as we're done doing stuff like this, like my wife starts talking to me, and then immediately I forget everything we talked about. So send me a little message in Discord, and I'll remember. I'll check it out.
I figure a lot of people cover UFC, but no one really covers one.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely, I'm interested in checking it out, and I'd be willing to do a watch along or two for whatever. I mean, to check them out and see, do some watch alongs. Absolutely. I mean, of course, it depends on when the shows are on, and assuming that it works out schedule wise. But I'm a combat sports fan, so I'll watch people beat each other up. I don't know that it's good for society, but I like them.
I appreciate that UFC has some competition.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
When the company's only
Go ahead.
the company's only like 12 years old.
Uh-huh. I mean, I'm a Bellator fan. I watch a lot of Bellator. I don't know that I would. I don't know if UFC sees them as a competitor, but I mean, for me, in the mixed martial arts space, the two biggest ones so far have been UFC and Bellator. At least that's Pride, I guess, but Pride's a little bit different. Those are the ones that I know of that I've watched. So I think Bellator's kind of fallen off a little bit lately. I don't know. I haven't seen it around as much, but oh, there we go. Joe choked him out with the Koji clutch. It is Joe advancing to face CM Punk in the next round
Well,
of the Owen Hart tournament.
our brackets are all lined up so far.
Our brackets are all lined up so far. Who you got? You got Punk. We got Punk beating Joe. I think we already decided that because we got Punk winning the whole thing, right? So
And Starks beating Hobbs.
right. That was a nice little match. I mean, the last minute or two, they kind of kicked it into another gear, but they didn't have enough time in second gear to get going.
Oh,
But here we go. Joe and Punk are about to get into it right here. Let's go, Joe. Let's go, Joe. Joe's gonna kill you.
Joe heard Punk talking all that shit.
Yep. That's gonna be a hell of a match. I think I've seen them wrestle I've seen them wrestle 2 times before, I think. I think they've had more matches than that, but I swear I've seen them wrestle twice before, and both times were really good. Oh, Samoa Joe with the spiking Roddy into the chair. CM Punk coming to help Roddy like he actually cares about somebody else besides himself.
I mean, he knelt down to Roddy, but if you paid attention, he didn't even look at Roddy once.
Right, he just keeps staring at Joe, right? Yeah. It's not like he actually cares about Roddy. I'm just trying to make it look good like he does. Either he's wearing a smaller t-shirt or CM Punk lifted some weights in the last 9 months when he was off. He looks a little bit bigger up top in his chest and arms than he did.
CM Punk finally looked at Roddy, I think.
Yep, he's looking at him right now, yeah.
I mean, he might have been looking at the back of Cole's head, but I think he was looking at Roddy.
We got paramedics out here. Oh, they're putting Roddy in a neck brace.
I mean, I didn't pay that close of attention, but maybe he landed badly on that chair spike.
Dolores says Punk has been lifting weights on his IG. Yeah, I was just saying, it looks like Punk is bigger up top. It looks like he's been lifting some weights.
Were you paying attention to how he landed?
I mean, I saw the move, but I didn't see anything that looked immediately like, wow, I was scared for Roddy. I don't know if this is a work or not. I mean, I'm not with the way Adam Cole's out there and the way that CM Punk's out there and the way that everyone's acting, it almost acts like it's not a work, like he's really injured, but I don't know. Adam Cole looks really upset. I mean, that could just be part of the work, but Dolores says, "Who's breaking into one of y'all houses?" I'm not sure. Did you hear something in the background that sounded like someone breaking in?
I
Not
got
on my house.
fireworks going off.
Oh, that's what it is. Not in my house.
It's 4th of July weekend.
Yep. Are you guys allowed to do fireworks out there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're not supposed to in the city, but
Yeah, fireworks have been banned everywhere here. City, county, everywhere. The best you can get is sparklers and those little poppers that you throw on the ground.
like I don't know where the city line is, but I feel like I'm pretty well into the city. Now, when
Yeah.
I was growing up as a kid, though, we lived like 30 feet out of the city limits.
Uh-huh.
So, like, people would drive in front of our house to light off their fireworks.
Oh, that's always fun. It's always fun. All right. Well, that is the end of Collision. So we're going to get up out of here. Thank you for joining us for our Collision Watch Along. I'll put our little thing up here so you can know next week all of our shows. Tuesday, we drop Seeing Stars. This Tuesdays we'll have, or next Tuesdays, not this Tuesdays, Tuesday the 11th, we'll have J News on with us. But tune in this next Tuesday, July 3rd, for the next episode. Then Tuesday, we may or may not have the cookout this Tuesday because it's 4th of July, but we're here every night, every Tuesday for the cookout, 7:30 p.m. Pacific, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Then Wednesdays, myself, Sammy, Joe, and Dolores drop All for Naught, which is a review of Raw and NXT. It drops at 5 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll get it right eventually. Then we have Friday Night Fights where we watch SmackDown and Rampage. Saturday we drop Under the Radar, which is a review of Impact, PTE, Ring of Honor, and MLW. And then on Saturday nights, we have Saturday Night is All Right, where we watch Collision, which you just joined us for. We also do watch along for all pay-per-views, as we were, almost all pay-per-views, as we were here earlier for Money in the Bank. So if you are new, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to be notified, hit that like button, and we will see y'all next time. Peace.